Eclipses often reveal things. The eclipse itself, it is a sign of when something ends and when something begins. The Delphi killer, he was apprehended right at that eclipse. But then what happened? Another case to obsess over, to polarize us. I think about the case of Elizabeth Smart, and in her crime chart, Mars represented a contractor, which he was. He was a contractor in the home. He came in there, and Mars was in Cancer in that crime chart. So contractor in Cancer, Cancer's home, contractor of the home. So here I'm seeing Mars in Gemini, which can be a vehicle, like contractor of a vehicle, like a mechanic. Somebody who works with their hands on some type of a vehicle, which you kind of saw too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. These were very strong hands. Will the killer be caught and when? I do make predictions like that sometimes pretty soon. Somebody might be held in suspicion, but actually not in that area. Possibly another place in Idaho, which is kind of weird. So all the towns in Idaho, if I was talking to the police right now, would say, within hundreds of miles should be told the same information. So don't think it's just in your town.
There's one thing that I saw. Uranus was at the top of the chart when we were looking. I want to say it was the 1130 chart. And what that means is like a break. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it can mean a breakup, but it can, in the 10th house or on the MC, it can mean a change in their job. Like they were fired. Something broke with this guy, like something happened that was unexpected, I think, that led to some of the chain of events.
Yeah, I believe that's true.
Gloria's saying, are you seeing money by chance?
It's possible that they've been stealing, and it's possible there was a report around that time of somebody's credit cards stolen, and that might track into one of the suspects.
Do the two perps give you a main killer and an accomplice vibe?
Well, I do believe if there are two perpetrators that they know each other pretty well. I don't really get an accomplice vibe though. So, or meaning that one is more significant than the other. I believe they're on the same page, in other words. I think they both participated.
Are the two killers together or did they separate?
I get the feeling they separated, or they are separate.
What do you think about, it's like the ex-boyfriend, the neighbor, and the one that donated money?
I don't have suspicion about either of those, any of them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do the killers actually have or had any association with the University of Idaho?
My opinion, no. But just like you said, and we've covered other cases at universities. They are often targets, Has the perps gotten rid of or trying to get rid of any evidence like a car, etc.? Actually, I feel not, because I don't feel they were seen. I just don't feel that they're suspicious of any camera evidence in the places they were. Here's a weird feeling I get from these perpetrators too. They're not sitting scared. They're actually in a mode of, you would think somebody would be scared and hiding and running. I don't get any of that from them. I feel they're bold and will just do it again.
And they've done it before.
Mm-hmm. By the way, one other clue I'm getting, and I'm not sure what it means, but there feels like there is a river near there, and I'm also getting a bridge, and for some reason, I feel like they should be checking along the riverbank for some kind of a clue. I don't know what. It could be some kind of evidence, but I get a bridge. If anybody is there, knows what this is, or, you know, that might be helpful. Um, could have to do with a weapon, could have to do with another victim, actually. I feel what they've gone through. I'm definitely feeling what the family's going through, and it kind of disgusts me. It's a hard thing to take in. I don't absorb it, but it's definitely something that turns my stomach. When we're talking about the suspects and stuff, they're pretty disgusting. I just couldn't imagine, the psychology that commits crimes like that. And I feel them. I feel them. Are they going to strike somewhere else? Most likely. There's a river creek that runs through Pullman, which is a few miles across the border in Washington. So any bridges near there? Thanks, Marco. I don't know why. I'm just getting a weird feeling about looking for something near a bridge by a river.
I saw something in the chart about something being left behind. We were talking about that at the murder scene, and you were saying something silver, and I started thinking about how you said that the perp had a belt on or chain belts, and I was thinking, I wonder if it was a piece of his belt that was left behind.
Mm, I'm not sure actually.
Okay.
Or I'm not getting that it would have been his belt. I thought when I was talking about that, I was getting something from his pocket, a silver coin or nickel or something like that. I thought I felt something drop out of a pocket, and it could have been a silver gum wrapper too, you know. I believe it's a car bridge. Pretty major, like, to cross over in the next state. I see a lot around it though.
Thank you all for coming on the live. And also thanks to everybody who watch this after the fact. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And Todd and I, we're going to put our heads together and maybe we'll want to talk about this again once we see some updates, which we haven't yet. But I think the next one is probably going to be in the next few weeks. We're going to see something, see some development.
But if they want a reading, they can go to my website too. And it's toddsegalpsychic.com.
Great. And Olivia, will we find out within the year